Hi everyone, I did say that I would be back with hopefully a bumper video, and it is time for that bumper video. I've had my holiday, and while I was on holiday I received notification after notification about deliveries, so that was quite anxiety inducing as it was pleasing. But yeah, I came back to a whole lot of stuff. I came back to a whole lot of stuff in terms of the world as well, and the landscape that we're seeing around us at the moment. But what I'm going to do is keep this video focused on the physical media and save my rants for another time. Hopefully people would know the kind of rants that I have in mind, so I don't need to bore us all by going through that again just now. Anyway, so it's time for purchases now. These come from different sources. I did buy a few movies while I was in London. In London, there's the big HMV, which I think is on Oxford Street. I might be misremembering already. So I went in aiming to get a couple of movies, one of which was Late Night with the Devil. I heard people discussing Late Night with the Devil again on a podcast, and I did think I enjoyed Late Night with the Devil. Was I a bit harsh on it? Is it better than I recall? I'll pick up the Blu-ray to support it anyway. So I did that. I'd been meaning to go in for Late Night with the Devil and To Die For if it was there on Criterion. I don't think we have the To Die For Criterion release here in the UK. So instead, obviously, I picked up this, the Billy Connolly Big Banana Feet, quite a new release, a restoration. It was there for, I think it was only $7.99, so I was pleased with that. And then, of course, I saw this with 40% off, The Uninvited. I keep thinking that The Uninvited is a classic horror that I haven't seen. I have seen The Uninvited. I enjoyed it. The classic horror that I still haven't seen, I think, is The Innocents. Shocking, I know. I've seen other versions of that tale. I've read the source material, The Turn of the Screw, which I loved. I've seen it acted out on stage in the festival with the advantage of puppets as well, which is really good. But I don't think I've ever actually watched The Innocents, so that needs to be really bumped up my list. Then Deadpool and Wolverine was there, and I had fun with that at the cinema. Didn't love it, but liked it enough to obviously get this to complete the set. That'll be going over on the shelf there. And another one to complete the set, although I did love this one, was Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I know opinions vary wildly on that one. I'm very much in the love camp. So when I came back, the first selection of movies waiting for me, there was a 3 for 15 deal on the Indicator website, and you know, you had different offers as well, but I picked up some. They arrived pretty much just as I was going on holiday, so I got them redirected, and I picked up Ministry of Fear, which may, I mean, it looks like a noir, so I may be able to get that watched in November. Eyes of Laura Mars, which is a film that I kind of like. I'm not a massive fan of, but it was in the 3 for 15. I was like, yeah, I can settle for that. And one that I've been curious about for years, but I've still never watched, is Day of the Dolphin. And I think, yeah, I mean, this still has the booklet and such in there. So that was a really, really good one to pick up. I think the others are either reissues or maybe not first pressings. But a decent selection of titles. So they were at a counter waiting for me to pick them up, as was this. And this is beautiful. So The Third Man, and if you are a fan of The Third Man, you may like this massive chunky box with lots of extras in there, including That definitely worked better when I first did it. So now it just won't shut up. It plays a longer version of the tune. You have the movie on Blu-ray, you have the movie on HD, you have a booklet that's full of nice little writings and stuff in there, and you have the fully annotated shooting script, which is a really, really lovely selection. And is there a... I mean, there is a poster tucked in there. And a selection of postcards. There we go. Oh. That is there. Yes, I purchased that because of the little musical gimmickry, and as you've seen, it is more likely to go on for a few seconds and then repeat ad nauseum until you get fed up of it within a minute. But I still like it. I still like that. I mean, that's quite a gorgeous box. Could probably just do this repeatedly for the rest of the video. Oh, we got everything playing there. Right, that is that. That was everything I had to pick up. Everything else I got rearranged, including, I don't often do this, but I picked up a bundle from Radiance Films. Radiance Films are releasing lots of great titles for cinema fans, including I have both other volumes of World Noir. I do keep an eye on things that are doing, but I try not to keep too close an eye on them because I've only got limited funds and I don't want to melt the credit card every month. So that's my reasoning for it. And they do have stuff that I know a lot less about than other companies releasing titles that I've maybe at least heard of or know. Now, on the one hand, that is reason to keep an eye on Radiance Films and explore their catalogue. Totally. On the other hand, it means that I can talk myself into not taking the risk and not going for what they curate every month. Although there's great stuff there, so I encourage you to have a look. Anyway, I think this is an older one that it did, but I picked up a Death Game. Remade, reworked, obviously as a Knock Knock, famously. But this looks like fun. Now, that was then put together with the bundle for last month. So I Vampire is there. I've no idea about that one. Dogra Magra is there. Another one I've no actual idea about. And Die Gothic has The Ghosts of Yotsuya, The Snow Woman, and The Bride from Hades. And this is a beautiful set. Has the 3 films there, a little book, and a good selection of extra features there. Those would be good enough to check out as a selection of titles for the month. But this, I mean, this is gorgeous. Haxan. I've seen this film before. It comes with the film and a book. It's, you know, I think it's something that every horror film fan should check out. It is still really effective. It's really powerful, despite the fact that it's now, I think it's like 102 years old. I think the date there was 1922. Brilliant. Different versions of the film, commentary tracks, or at least one commentary track and featurettes on there. And pretty much a classic title that has been given the treatment it deserves. So yeah, another classic title given the treatment it deserves, I guess, from Second Sight this time. This was due. The Blair Witch Project. Lovely artwork there. So This has a lot of the special features on earlier releases. It also has a new restoration of the theatrical and festival cut. There is a hardback book here. It says, with production materials and new essays by Stacey Abbott, Becky Dark, Adam Charles Hart, Craig Inman, Mary Beth McAndrews, Dr. Cecilia Sayad, Pete Turner and Heather Wixon. And it also has Heather's journal, which would be an interesting read, and 3 collector's art cards. Of course, there are different things on there. There is a new commentary, and there's the at least one of the old commentary tracks, or maybe more than 2. I've not had time to delve in. Those of you who may have seen me pop up on Dr. AC's channel discussing the Blair Witch Project with others will know how much I really rate the movie and how effective I find it as a horror. If you haven't seen that video yet, kind of basically a roundtable discussion, I will post a link below. That will be something there, but it's great and it's a really nice package. We're kind of coming to the end, but it feels like we're not really. I saw Umbrella Entertainment advertising this and I decided to go for it, despite the fact that I know there will be another film at some point and this set will then be an incomplete set just sitting there on my shelf. This is the Hell House LLC set, and it's quite beautiful. It's got the 3 main Hell House movies. It's got the Origins, the Carmichael Manor, which I thought was great. There are audio commentaries on there. There are video essays. There are featurettes. I'm a big fan of these movies. There's a book that's about 100 pages or more. I know that some people enjoyed these and then can kind of give or take the sequels and anything really to do with them. You know, they may find them pretty disposable entertainment. I think they're really well done, and I actually think the sequels build nicely on everything that's come before. I just think they're really effective horrors. They're really good, and I'm a huge fan of the name that I forget, Stephen Cognetti, who is the director. Huge fan of what he's done to make these, to build the lore without it feeling as if it's becoming overly complicated for no reason, and to craft really effective scares. Like, there's creepiness and there's scares, and they're just really well done. So if you haven't seen them, I highly recommend them. They were on Shudder for a while. I don't know if they're still there. If you have seen them, then I hope you like some of them as much as I do, but I realise that I am in the minority for liking the sequels as much as I do. Now, here's the biggie I was waiting on though, because this was FedEx. And let's see, got a tote bag. Got a tote bag here. I adjusted my order so I could add a t-shirt. I figured I should rep them because sometimes they do irresistible goodies. There's a puppet theatre, the Ninth Heart. I'm not going to open that up at the moment. I'm not sure when I'll give it a go, but I think I will. A paper puppet theatre. Embrace my inner child. There you go. Some strangeness here, and it's yeah, that might give you a clue as to what's coming up. Oh, once again, some funky stickers and patches. Yes, I think you know what it is. I went for the full bundle, by the way. I think this is a wonderful tea towel. Corpse Roads. Like, I genuinely think that's a wonderfully weird and beautiful thing. as is this. I have made mention of my enjoyment of tea many times now, and this is the new tea strainer that was in there. There we go. Nice, pack that with tea, let that infuse, and yeah, pretty perfect that is. We're on 50 minutes now. I thought this video would go longer with what I had, but I don't want to dwell on things for too long. And you know, as is clear, I buy a lot of stuff that I haven't seen that I then want to get to know at a later stage, but it doesn't always work out that way. But the rest of this package is, of course, the second volume of folk horror from Severin. All the haunts be ours. And there's a hardcover book. There's obviously a booklet about what's on each disc. I really started to salivate when I was adding these titles to my movie collection list on Letterboxd. I mean, I think it got me more excited than the first set, which is kind of ridiculous, but it's fantastic. I've seen a couple of those. I recommend to all of you Psychomania, which has tame Hell's Angel types finding that they may have the secret to eternal life, but it does involve dying. The White Reindeer is a film I watched maybe just last year for the first time. I had it somewhere either on DVD or Blu-ray, maybe on DVD with another bit of European cinema on there. For some reason, the singing ringing tree pops it in my head. Maybe it was a double bill with that. There are films in there from Sean Hogan, who I really like anyway, and there are films from what feels like all parts of the world. It's a very good mix in terms of dates of the movies and geography, and it's just unfortunate that all this came along just after October and just while I was on holiday, and they'll probably be on the back burner for a lot of the year until I can make time for them after November. November is continuing apace. When you listen to the podcast this week, we discussed Deeper, the Retribution of Beth, which was picked by Tyler, and we picked The Conversation, which was picked by myself, and that gave me a chance to break into the new release, new-ish release. I can't remember how long I've had it, which is a real beauty. Has the soundtrack in there on audio cassette, has a fantastic presentation of the film, a great selection of extras, so we'll look forward to you listening to that. Again, it may be buried away. Dave is still trying to figure out how to get us just uploading as normal on your podcast feeds. It will be here on YouTube. It will be on the blog. We'd love it just to go everywhere as normal, because we do this. It takes time. It takes effort, even though it might not seem that way. As you can see, this is my it's always my passion. I spend too much on it, but sharing that passion with other people who might enjoy listening to us is frankly what we're all about. So yeah, I hope you find it and enjoy the conversation this week. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do let me know if there's anything you want a closer look at, and maybe next week's video might just do that, because I don't think I'll have any post for a week or two. I know there is one more set due from somewhere, but you'll see that when it arrives. And yeah, enjoy yourselves with whatever you're up to. But if it's November, enjoy yourselves that little bit more, because I'm doing November too, as always, and I really like just wallowing in noir for a whole month. I hope you do too. See ya.